Hello everyone and welcome back to Milo Farms. Well, we are out in the 2009 Smart for 2 again, and we are working on a little project here. It's a common problem that these volume knobs on this type of stereo get a weird sticky consistency to them, and the finish starts to come off, as you can see there. There's a couple different options where people make a knob that you can kind of glue on top of that, but what I'm going to do is take the thing apart and see if I can get that weird finish off of it and then maybe paint it with some kind of plastic paint or something like that. So we're going to give that a shot and see if it works. So first thing we need to do is release this panel right here. I've already popped it loose, so you just need to release those two snaps and lay that panel down. Then right under here in the middle is one Torx screw. You loosen that and take it out. And then you'll go up on top and you'll pop this panel up, lean it forward like this, and then pull it out. This is the earlier model Smart 451 cover. The latter one is smaller and just goes down around the bottom of the radio, but removes in much a similar way. Then you'll take out these 4 Torx screws, one there, and one right there, and one right there. Take those 4 out, and the radio will pull out. The radio is out, so go ahead and release the antenna and the 3 plugs that are on the left side of it, and then the radio will pull away. Setting the radio on the workbench, go ahead and remove the Torx screw that's here and here on top, and the same place on the bottom. Once you've removed those, you want to pop this faceplate off and get it away from the stereo, and remove the ribbon in the front. So here's the faceplate off, as you can see right there. So we'll take this over to the other bench and we will dismantle it. Now that we've got this over to the other bench, we're going to go ahead and take out these 12 little silver Torx screws around the perimeter. Once we get down to the last couple, we'll want to be careful that we don't push the buttons out the front, so we'll want to support the one side of it while we take out the last couple. Once you've got those screws out, go ahead and pick up the circuit board and take it off, being careful to make sure all those gray parts stay in the bottom. If any of them pop off, make sure you get those put back on. And then go ahead and set this somewhere safe, being careful not to pop the buttons out. It's best if you support it somehow so the buttons don't push back out. Then here is our board, and this is the knob right here in question. Just go ahead and pull that knob up. It'll come right off, so we can go ahead and work on it. Underneath there's a little clear plastic piece. If you need to clean that little encoder while you have this apart, you pop off that thing and use some contact cleaner to clean out that encoder if it's giving you problems with your volume. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and clean this off. I'm going to try some alcohol first and see if it breaks up this gooey stuff. If that doesn't work, we'll see what we need to do next. But you can see it's a clear plastic inside and just has this kind of gross rubber coating on it that's starting to fail. So that's very common with this particular radio. We'll go ahead and see what will get this off. All right, here is the knob. I got the black gooey rubber stuff off of it and ended up using a very light touch of brake cleaner. That was the only thing I could find that would get it off reliably. That didn't seem to damage the plastic. And then I'm going to follow that up with some electronics cleaner that shouldn't damage the plastic to finish getting the rest of that little black off of there. So now that I got the thing cleaned up, I'm going to take some really fine sandpaper and rub the whole thing down with sandpaper. So here's the little knob all sanded very lightly. And now we're going to go ahead and hit it with some black plastic paint that I've had pretty good success with sticking to different types of plastic. It's kind of a flat, so it'll match pretty well. So we're going to go real light on it and try not to run it. So there it is. I'll paint it up. As you can see right there. So we'll go ahead and let that sit to dry for a little bit and check it, make sure it doesn't need another coat or a touch-up, and then we'll go from there. All right, we're back out in the shop and we got this thing painted. It sat for a couple days now. I think it turned out pretty good for what we were dealing with. You can see a few little marks in it, which was imperfections in the plastic, and it has just a little bit of a roughness to it, which is what I was going for because I wanted it still to have some grip. So it may not match perfectly, but it's going to look a whole lot better than it did, and it's not going to be all sticky on your fingers. So we'll go ahead and start putting this back together, and that'll be done in the exact reverse process of what we did when we took it apart. So we'll go ahead and put the knob back on, put the circuit board back in the face of the radio, put all 12 screws back in, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like. So there it is back together, and we will go ahead and finish putting the faceplate back on the radio and put it in the car. So I think all in all it turned out pretty well. The paint isn't exactly perfect, but I think it matches pretty well when you compare it to the buttons right around it. I think it looks pretty good. So to the untrained eye, I think you wouldn't even notice it. One thing that is going to be a little bit of an issue is the way the original had that circle around it with the to allow the light through. This one is not going to do that. However, being the person that drives the car all the time, you know the volume knob is right in the middle of those 4 buttons. So it should be pretty easy to figure it out and shouldn't be too difficult. So hope everybody enjoyed the video. And remember, you can't finish a project without getting started.